Hello and welcome to the Kilowatt Half Hour, a podcast about the world of EVs brought to you by the team at Electrifying.com.
Well, hello. This week on the Kilowatt Half Hour, we're going to be chatting about the Ferrari Luce's sellout success. We will reveal Britain's cheapest car, and we're going to cast our expert eyes over the best 7-seat electric cars. We also, of course, will be answering your buying questions and listening to what you had to say about the last episode. Hello, both of you. How are you?
Hello.
Good. Yeah, a bit cooler than last week. Yeah.
A little cooler than last week, and marginally cooler. And I think this time next week we're not going to be cool, are we?
Okay, we'll take it.
So what's been going on? Batch, what you been driving?
Ooh, straight in. Well, I've been driving the new Mazda 6e, actually.
Okay.
Bit of an interesting car, actually. It's a car that's left me very perplexed, actually. So I drove it on the UK launch. It's a very good car. It's just you've got to put out of your mind what you think a Mazda should be like. That's what I will say about this car. So if you've ever driven a Mazda, yes.
Can I speak? I have actually no idea what a Mazda should be like. Because in my mind, the Mazda is still my favourite, one of my probably top 5 favourite cars of all time, the Mark 1 MX-5 with the pop-up headlights. That to me is a Mazda.
Well, there we are.
So I have nothing to put out of my mind other than that, which leaves me to be thinking that I might be a little disappointed.
Well, I think you will be, because you need to cast that Mark 1 MX-5 out of your head, Ginny. And
I know. I've been told that for years. Still hanging on to it.
Well, you need to get used to a new reality, really, because this Mazda 6e doesn't drive or feel like a Mazda at all. So Mazdas traditionally have got like a sporty feel. They're quite engaging, nice steering, what have you. And of course, their interiors are always lots of buttons, lots of knobs, small little screens on top of the dashboard. So it's not, you're not distracted. Whereas the 6e, there are no buttons whatsoever. Huge, great big touch screen on the dashboard, and it drives quite kind of meh, really.
Okay.
But the pricing on it is very good. It looks very good, and the efficiency you'll understand this, Ginny. The efficiency on this car is pretty extraordinary. So I was driving it in the heat wave last week, 30-degree heat. Fans on, the air conditioning on full blast, cooling seat on as well. Over 180 miles, I averaged 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour. So
okay, it's got a redeeming feature then. We like that.
It has.
That's very good.
Yes.
I'm sure it's got loads of redeeming features. I think I don't know about what you think, Mike, but for me, Mazda is just one of those brands out there, and there are a handful of them that I'm just struggling to see what they're about now, like what their identity is. And in a world where we've got so many new brands coming in, and the car industry is going through such a big shake-up, for me, what a brand is so important now. It matters more than ever before.
I mean, it's always been quite a sort of schizophrenic brand, hasn't it? It's always been like, one car looks nothing like the other, drives nothing like the other one. It's almost like a random collection. It's like the sort of takeaway place around the corner that does pizzas, kebabs, and various other sort of things. It's a little bit like that shop in so much as they've always felt quite different. But it's not cohesive. Yeah. It's the opposite of Kia, isn't it? Where everything looks like exactly like a smaller or bigger version of the same car. Mazda are just like
Well, they're a tiny car company compared to everybody else, and this is why they can't. They're doing petrol, they're doing diesel, they're doing hybrids. And when it comes to EVs, I mean, the MX-30 was charming, but it was woeful, really. Let's face it.
Actually, do you know what? I think that's my second favourite Mazda after the MX-5, which is probably not saying that much, to be honest. But I thought it was charming and surprisingly spacious in the boot. I remember this time about 4 years ago having 6'4" rowers in the back of the MX-30. Now that's a story for you. That's to be continued. But it had a charm about it, but it was very inefficient, wasn't it? Well, goodness me.
It was. So this is why Mazda's now they've got this partnership with Chang'an. It's basically a Mazdaized Chang'an. This Mazda 6e. That's why it doesn't feel like a Mazda, because it's a Chinese car underneath, basically. But if that's what they've got to do to quickly roll out a Chinese car, quickly roll out an EV, who's better to get to build your EV than the Chinese? Really, let's face it. So
yeah,
there we are.
Mike, what about you? What have you been?
I'm
2
going to
wheels or 4
disappoint.
this week?
2 wheels, but I'm
Oh.
trying to do a week of no car because I haven't got to go anywhere this week. I've been working tied to my desk, so I thought. So I've been riding my push bike, my electric push bike, and if I get to Saturday morning, I'll have done a week of no cars, which is no great. I don't expect some sort of medal. It'd be nice, but yeah, just been riding that. It's been nice. It's been nice weather. The thing is, I kind of always leave everything too late to leave the house. I don't feel like this. I've got a bike, and each time you think, oh God, no, 5 minutes for a running club, better take the car. But this week I've tried to be disciplined and say, right, set my alarm for 10 minutes before that so I can ride my bike down. And that's what I've done. So it's been nice. I bought it years ago. I hardly ever use it, but it's been nice riding my bike. So yeah. So
Have you missed 4 wheels?
not at all. Of course not. No. Well, I'd miss 4 wheels if I was driving somewhere, that I needed to be.
But not
in a
just
hurry.
for...
But
okay.
yeah, it's rare you get an opportunity to sort of think, well, actually, I've not got to be anywhere distant for a week, which is quite nice. And I live in a seaside town, so it's quite nice to ride your bike through town and
Nice.
things.
Yeah.
Been
How
good,
very
yeah.
civilized.
I know
Very
it's very boring, but yeah, that's me. That's
It's
been
not-
my week.
It's not boring at all. I think this sounds quite charming, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
What have I been in? I've still got the Renault 4, which is going to go to Nikki Shields. She's going to be running that for a few months soon.
Oh.
Again, charming. That car is so blooming charming. It's been a slow burn with me, but I am really enjoying driving it. Getting about 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour out of it at the moment. It's just lovely, and it gets a lot of attention. It's not kind of the heartthrob car that the Renault 5 is. It's a different reaction, but people really like it. So I've been driving that, and then the reason it's going to Nikki is my new long-termer has arrived. So I have just taken delivery of a BMW iX3.
Oh,
which is parked outside. I will be testing the efficiency on that car. I cannot wait. I'm going to see if I can get 500 miles out of it. So I expect lots of kind of features and updates on that coming. And I have downloaded the app this morning in my pajamas. Went and sat in the car, got the app sorted out.
The BMW, it's a good one.
It is a good one. There's a but coming here, isn't there? But I just don't want to faff around with putting VIN numbers in and then going into a menu and doing this. Can the car makers of the world just give us a QR code on your car somewhere where we go, right, there we go. We scan the QR code. There's my ID or whatever it is. Done. Like, it took too long.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
also...
Go on.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I hear you, Ginny, and also it'd be nice to be able to extricate yourself out of this world when you want to. Because, for example, I was living with a Fiat 600e. Of course, I downloaded the app. It shared all my personal details, everything, blah blah. That car has now moved on. It was only with me for like 4 months. I keep getting barraged by emails. I had 3 yesterday saying your car is successfully being charged. I don't have the car anymore. I do not want to know all of this, and I can't find a way of it stopping notifying me that this the new owner is charging the car. Please stop.
You should. I think that's an us problem, if I'm honest, because I think most people don't change their car every 1 week to 6 months, do they? So no. I do think that's an us problem. Don't know. Have you had weird notifications from your previous car? Let us know. podcast@electrifying.com. Drop us a comment. Do you constantly? I think I used to get a lot from Tesla because Tesla had to log you in and out of the app when we have Teslas at one point, and I used to always be like notified where the car was, and I was like, oh God, I wonder who's got that now. What are they doing there? But yeah.
Can I add? Can I just before the comments arrive? I think the Volkswagen Group infotainment, the app system is QR code based, because when I signed into the Cupra last time, I didn't have to kind of scan a bit of grubby metal underneath the windscreen. It was just a QR code. It did work.
You are right.
I know the BMW one, because I have a friend of mine who I was trying to set the app for, and it's that constant. Is that a 5 or an S when you're trying to type in this, 18-digit VIN number or whatever it is? And you think, oh my God.
0 or O? Which one?
Yeah, exactly. There was that
I know.
phase. Yeah, so I feel your pain on that. And the Volvo app still tells me whether it's unlocked, even though I signed out of everything. And I thought I deleted the app, but it still appears on my phone.
Still pops up.
Every Saturday, so it's been left
the Fiat
unlocked.
problem again.
Yeah.
Do you know, that makes me realise it's a really long time since I've driven a VW EV, which I need to rectify. I actually think it's like a long time, actually. Although we will be driving, of course, the forthcoming ID Polo soon, which is very exciting. Okay, so that's what we've been driving. What news? I've got a news story that's going to shock you. Will shock the internet. Will shock you too. Ferrari Luce sold out in China.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm sorry. It doesn't surprise me.
Why did that not surprise any of us?
Yeah.
So it's I think it was from memory. Sam wrote the article. 88 cars. They had an allocation of 88 cars. They have all sold out. Although apparently they are saying you can still get them, which suggests that they might be increasing the allocation. Given that I don't know how it's going in other markets. Also, it's obviously because it costs £30,000 less in China. So it's only £443,000, 4 million yuan. What? Oh God, how do I say that? Yuan.
Wong. Is it
Wong?
Wong.
4 million Chinese currency. That's terrible. I should know that. But that shows. Everything's in an app now. 4 million Alipay. That's what I know for China. 4 million in Alipay. It's a bargain. 30 grand off. I also agree with Sam, who did suggest that maybe the reason it's sold out is because they don't have access to the internet, and they actually haven't seen all the comments about it.
Ouch! Ouch!
Not my suggest. That was Sam just putting that out there.
Well, let's
You've
face
seen it up close, haven't you, Batch?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it up close. I spent about half an hour having a good poke around it, and you just ignore the internet haters, because I actually quite like it. I see what they're trying to do with it, and let's face it, the people who are moaning on the internet can't afford £500,000 for one, can they? So Ferrari have got nothing to worry about whatsoever, I don't think.
Can I ask you a question, Batch? Where did you see it?
Le Mans.
Who did you go to Le Mans with this year?
A small Italian car company.
Oh, what are they called? Does it begin with an F?
Ferrari.
Sorry?
Ferrari.
Ronin? Ronin's a UK-based New Zealand racing team. Go on.
Ferrari. Okay, I went with Ferrari. Yeah.
I'm busted. Yes. We busted him. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, no wonder it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, right? We'll return to this conversation once you've had a good look around it, Ginny, because I think
I'm filming with it next week. I am filming with it next week, and I actually think I've come around to sort of very much Vicky's way of thinking, that as a car, it's okay, but it just doesn't look like a Ferrari.
No, I know.
So, but maybe I'll change my mind. Everybody that's seen it in the metal has said it looks a lot better when you actually see it than it does in the pictures. But then that was everyone that went to Le Mans with Ferrari, so I don't know what to make of that, really.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry.
Outrageous.
How dare I cast aspirations on your journalistic integrity?
I know. Well, we have words about this offline. I move things on because I'm starting to feel quite hot and sweaty here.
Oh, bless. I'm only joking. You know that.
Well, let's go to the complete other end of the spectrum, shall we? To the UK's cheapest EV. Now, the Dacia Spring has had a massive price cut. It's around £4,000 Dacia have lopped off the price. It's now £11,990. pounds, which if you do want a brand new car and you want to pay a cash price for it for a new EV, I mean that you can't deny that is a cheap car, is it? The interesting thing I found with this story this week, I don't know if any of you guys noticed this, but the day before Dacia announced this, Leap Motor announced that they had the UK's cheapest car because they increased their Leap grant by about £3,000 or something. They trebled it or something like that, which meant the T03 was the UK's cheapest car at 12,995 for 24 hours, because then Dacia came out with the Spring and undercut Leap Motor. So yeah, Dacia Spring, 12 grand. What do you think, Ginny?
It's actually it's not even just the cheapest EV, is it? It is the cheapest car. Which is great that it's an EV. That's what I think. I don't know, Mike. It's good, isn't it? And you also, I think the exciting thing is that what they're going to be worth in 3 years' time. Like that, we are going to get some absolute EV bargains, aren't we, in 3 years' time? Don't know. Would it tempt you, Mike? Would it tempt you?
No, I don't think anything could tempt me, to be honest. Because, and I don't think I'm not alone, because it's not been a huge success, has it?
No.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be knocking £4,000 off the price. And I think there's always this thing about, which we've said at the time, it's great that it's cheap, but it's good for what it is, but it's a very compromised product, especially if you want to use it for a broad range of things. I'm sure it works for a lot of people, but not enough people for it to be a big seller. Maybe it does in other markets, but that buys you a pretty good used EV, doesn't it? Still,
Corsa electric, 1 year
when
old.
we look at like what you can get for around 10 grand and under around that price now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost get a used Polestar for the price of a Leaf now, can't you? Not a Leaf,
Spring.
Spring.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because we did campaign massively for the Bring Spring campaign. It's our fault then to us.
That and the AMI, both disasters.
Sorry. Car makers never listen to Electrifying when we start a campaign for you to bring a random car to the UK.
Campaign to bring the Lucho. Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah. Another car we championed. Should we move it to that?
Oh God, okay. Oh. Go on, Mike. Oh dear.
If you fancy a cheap Fisker Ocean, the liquidators are selling off the Fisker Oceans that got caught up when the company went bankrupt. So if you want to buy a cheap Fisker Ocean, this is your last chance to do it. So there's 80 models left, 80 right-hand drive models left. So if you want to get one, that now is going to be your chance. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. I mean, they're asking £42,000 for the range topping car, which is obviously a ton of money off what it would have cost. Yeah. But that's a gamble, isn't it? Buying something. I mean, you may be looking at long-term, think, well, DeLoreans are worth a fortune now. And is it going to be in the same category as that in maybe sort of 20, 30 years' time? You're playing the long game with that, aren't you? To drop 42 grand on a car and then think it might be worth more in 2 decades' time. But I don't know. What do you think?
Would you, Ginny?
Would you,
Ginny? Because you've driven the Ocean, haven't you? So
I did drive the Ocean and I really liked it. I thought it was a great car. The taco tray was a tad wobbly, but that was the kind of that's what they call this little tray that came out that you were meant to put your tacos on, or whatever snack takes your fancy.
One of those car, thank God.
Yeah, would I be tempted? I think it's interesting because a group of ex-Fisker technicians have set up a Fisker service, which is a separate company. So they are now saying that they're offering worldwide servicing and they'll fly in worldwide, which seems quite extreme. But I think the biggest plus from that is that they do have a software deal sorted out. And obviously the big issue generally is software updates, isn't it? So they seem to be saying that software updates are covered. That's nothing to worry about. So I don't know. I don't think it's cheap enough, to be honest, because they did the fire sale, didn't they, when they were much cheaper. And I seem to remember us filing one for sale a while ago that was something ridiculous, like sub £10,000 for like an almost new car. I don't think personally it's cheap enough to tempt me. And it is a shame. Fisker it's a real shame, but because I did think it was a great looking car. I think Henrik Fisker, who sat at the company, is a fantastic designer. But it's quite interesting that his previous company was Aston Martin. He's designed some beautiful cars for Aston Martin, but Fiskers been bankrupt twice and Aston Martin's been bankrupt 7 times. So maybe there's a pattern there. I don't
Never
know.
put a designer in charge of anything, and I speak as a designer. Never
He
let us
wasn't in charge
of
of
it.
Aston Martin, though. You can't blame that on him.
It's
Just
true.
the other two. Just the other two.
Yeah.
So now I wouldn't be tempted, and it's a shame because I think it's a great car, and I think, you know, the EV world, it would have been lovely to have had Fisker in it, but alas, it's not.
Yeah, I don't
There we
think
go.
electrifying.com can recommend our listeners to rush out and go and buy a Fisker. I
No.
don't think we can do that. Yeah.
We can't. Videos that have been going out. It's been a busy time as always. We've got your twin test batch.
Yes.
Mercedes Peugeot. That's on the channel, isn't it?
Yes, lots of lovely comments from that. It was a good fun filming day with Nicola, as always.
There's some. It's worth watching that and worth going onto our socials just to see one outtake in particular from that video.
Yes.
That's all I'll say on that subject.
Yeah, she's overtired, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. With a very quick drive. Vicky had a very quick drive of a prototype Ioniq 3. We've got a short up about that, which she was impressed, but obviously at really early days, so you know, a bit too early to form a proper opinion. And BMW iX5 we have seen in studio.
Yeah.
And then next week is the kind of the real like EV fest, isn't it? Because it's Goodwood Festival of Speed, which has now become basically a motor show, and there's everything there. EVs are being launched. There are lots of things, so we'll be doing loads of coverage from there next week.
Cool. Can I just quickly flag up as well, if 7-seaters are your thing and you watch Batch's video of the 5008 and Mercedes GLB, there's a big roundup of all the best. If you're one of those people that just want to single-handedly repopulate the planet and have lots of kids, there's a 7-seaters car review on the site, a list that I put together this week. So yes, enjoy.
Or maybe they just have lots of friends, Mike.
Oh yes, I
Lots
didn't
of-
think about that.
You know, there is that.
I'm just
do you
not
have
used to. I don't have any friends, so it's an alien concept to me.
Do you have a bargain for us, Mike? What are our bargains of the week?
I do. Tom sent me through a couple of ones. Leases. He says Tom's with his ear to the ground as always. Says the price is a bit up at the moment because we've started a new quarter and nobody's got any targets to hit anytime soon. So everything's kind of a little bit high on the prices. But he has found one. He found an MG S6 trophy long range, so 77 kilowatt hour battery, and that is £262 a month with 2,358 down, 24 months, 8,000 miles a year. That's well under 300 quid for quite a big, good EV, isn't it? That's not bad. Yeah, I quite like that.
It is. It is. It's a good practical family car, that one. And like you said, it's cost less per month than a Renault 5.
Yeah,
which
so that's
but obviously very different types of car. But that's a good deal.
And used, he's found. He said obviously a lot of fuss about BMWs at the moment with the your iX3 and the iX5 that Wookie's just driven. But he's found a 2-year-old iX1. I did the UK launch of that. I thought it was quite good. It was a little bit sort of under-ranged, but I think it was good for 25,889 for a 2024 model. With that, it's only got 8,000 miles on it. That's easily half price of what it was new.
It's a lot of car for the money, but I agree with you. I'm not sure. I mean, if you're needing that for pootling around and you're not doing, still, do you know, it's funny, isn't it? What's the range on that? Like 280 miles, something like that?
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, we'd have been going, oh, it's got 280 miles of range. It's amazing.
Yes.
And now we're going, that range isn't really enough. It actually is enough.
It's
enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all well and good for you, Ginny, is it, with your 500-mile iX3 parked outside your house?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's true.
All right. All right. I know I'm going to get stung with this.
Big range.
I'm getting back to you for the Ferrari comment. That's why. So that's why.
Oh, let's move on. Because we've got some brilliant emails and messages and comments that are coming over the past week. As always, do drop us an email with your thoughts, podcast@electrifying.com, or your car buying questions, or if you just want to say hello. Or you can leave a comment on the video as well. So let's have a look. We've got a brilliant email from Simon Partridge, who said, last week we suggested that Ford took a leaf out of Renault's book and gave the new Fiesta EV a retro Mark 1 look. He has created some AI renders of what it will look like. And you know what? I think it looks absolutely brilliant. And Mike, you've only just put these in to the document, so I haven't seen them before.
I thought I wanted your reaction.
Oh, it looks...
reaction videos are everywhere on...
Ford, sign him up.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a love child between a Honda E
It's like a Toyota
and
Starlet or something as well, isn't it?
it looks great. Simon said, never a great fan of the Fiesta, more of a Triumph man back in the mid-80s, but I hope you like my designs. One day, I hope that BMW will bring back the Triumph Dolomite Sprint as an EV because they still own the name. But back to the renderings. I love it.
Should we put these up on a news story so people can see what they are?
We will put it up on electrifying.com, absolutely, as a news story. And they'll also be on the video as well. We'll drop those into the video. Manos will drop those in. I just think it's really cute. I don't know, what do you reckon? I love the steels. Love the steel wheels. But then it's only us that like steel wheels, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I think it looks great.
It's funky thing.
Super. Yeah. It's got a bit of a cross between kind of like you say, Ginny, like a Honda. It reminds me of like a Fiat 128 or something, or a like original Polo or something. But it's super, but I fear it's not quite the premium look that every car manufacturer is striving for these days, is it? But I think they should sign up Simon just like that, really, as a designer. Super. Yeah.
Let's send it to Ford and see if we can get a comment from them. Okay.
But it's interesting what you say about
this week.
Interesting what you say about steel wheels, though, Ginny, because I had I met a German engineer, I think it was a Volkswagen guy a year or so ago, and he said, we're never going to listen to journalists. He said, if we listen to journalists about cars, we'd just build manual estates with steel wheels and we'd sell none of them. So, he said, that's the journalist's obsession is steel wheels, estate cars and manual gearboxes. And he said, real people don't buy those. So, anyway, we've got some EV virgins are back this week. We didn't have one last week. We had to have someone who bought a second or third car. So John Emery via podcast@electrifying.com says, hi team, loving the content. Please don't stop. You're all fab. I do have a favourite.
Oh.
That might be me, I don't know. My partner and I have taken the leap into the EV world together and I've purchased a Renault 5 and a Renault 4. And we both picked them up this month. His and hers. Perfect, isn't it? Our first ever electric cars. We purchased the cars purely based on style and childhood memories, which is the only way to buy cars. We are loving the EV life and can't imagine going back to a dirty, noisy diesel engine or noisy engine ever again. But one thing I underestimated was how long it would take to have a home charger fitted and how much they cost. It took 2 months with 3 engineer visits and 1,400 quid. Hey ho, but it does look fab. I wonder if others think about this when they're buying their first EV. He says, thanks again. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
It's a clear reference to our rather laboured ends to the last 2 podcasts. But so there we go. So well done, John Emery. That's pretty good, isn't it? His and hers. Renault's.
I'm a bit envious of that. That's a bit of a dream 2-car garage, isn't it? That love them.
Yeah.
I wonder what colours they went for as well. Send us another email, John. Let us know what colours you chose. In fact, just send us pictures of them and you guys looking happy with them. We'll put those on the podcast. Everyone needs to see people looking happy with a Renault 4 and a Renault 5.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. Okay, what else have we got?
Yeah, we've got a reader question of the week from Fraser Hughes. And he says, hi, Electrifying. Thanks so much for the great videos and info on all things EV. I've been considering one for a long time and all of your content has really helped me make the leap, brackets, and it's fun to watch, close brackets. I'm now living in London without a home charger, have a family of 4 and would mostly use a car for short trips, but also need to visit my family in Scotland. We are keen to do longer trips for staycations, etc. We have a budget of £20,000 max and we are considering the following: Skoda Enyaq 80, 60,000 miles, 2023, £19,000. Audi Q4, e-tron S-Line 70,000 miles, 2021. That's for £18,000. Kia EV6 GT, goodness me, 60,000 miles, 2023, £18,000. Or the MG5 with 10,000 miles, 2025 for £20,000. All seem great options, but wonder which one you would go for. Any advice? Greatly appreciated. Well, a wide selection of cars there, Fraser. I think it's fair to say. I kind of have a guess of which one Ginny's going to go for there.
I'll go last, and you can. We'll wait and see. We shall wait and see. Go on, feel free.
Well, the MG5, I mean, that is a great price, isn't it? 10,000 miles. It's only a year old, and that's £20,000.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bring you much joy though, the MG5. So I would actually go for the Skoda Enyaq. It ticks every box, doesn't it? Really.
Okay,
So.
interesting. Good.
Okay.
Mike, which one would you
I
recommend?
Well, do you know what? I would suggest the Kia, only because it's if you're doing long journeys, it's got that lovely 800-volt system, really fast charging. You've got a longer warranty on the
Mhm.
Kia. I mean, it's got a chunk of miles on it, 60,000, but that's not a huge amount. It's still got a lot left in it on the warranty and everything. I mean, the Enyaq's lovely, but that is a pre facelift one and pre
Yeah.
kind of new battery tech one.
Yeah.
So I would say that's. I think that if it's a slightly later Enyaq with the different drivetrain in it, I would go for that. But I would say of those four, yeah, I think the EV6 would be one I'd choose. Ginny?
I would concur, actually, for exactly that reason. For the longer journeys to Scotland, that Kia EV6, is it up to 240, 260 kilowatt charging because of that 800 volt architecture? And I think,
yeah.
and also if you're not on a charger in London, that's also brilliant just for topping up. So whenever you go to top up, might go to, you probably go somewhere once a week and, top up. Again, fast charging for me, I think, is increasingly becoming something that I'm much more concerned about, actually, than range. Second choice would obviously be the Enyaq, because I love it dearly. But I'm completely with Mike that I think it needs to be that sort of next generation tech. But yeah, and also I just think the EV6 is a great looking car. You're going to get that nice feeling when you go outside and you see it and you go, oh, that's my car. It's going to make sense. So EV6.
The only thing I would question, Fraser, is I mean, I'm not casting any aspersions, but do you really need the GT because it's got 1 million horsepower, hasn't it? So you could probably save even more money just by going for a GT Line S or something like that. I don't know, but to let us know what your final thoughts, Fraser. I don't know.
It must be a GT line. Well, it's got to be. It can't be the kind of full on,
Oh, it's not. I don't think it's the GT. No, I don't think it's that.
I think it must be a GT line.
Not for that.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's the trim level, isn't it? I think rather than the actual.
Not the 0 to 62 in 3.5 seconds one. It's definitely.
If it is, I'll have it.
Yeah,
it's 18 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay, we got a second read. Honestly, with so many brilliant comments this week that we could have filled a Kilowatt 3 hours. But anyway, this is the second reader question we've had of the week. It's short and sweet, but it's worth asking. Craig Williams via podcast at electrifying.com says, "Hi guys, why do car manufacturers change the spec for UK models? Surely it would work out cheaper for them not to do this." That's from Craig. I think what Craig's referring to is the fact that sometimes you look at an equivalent trim, maybe in France or Italy or Spain, Spanish market, whatever. And you say, hang on, that's got these. Why can we don't have that on ours? There are sort of small variations between trim levels, I think, and a lot of the times it's manufacturers who, a lot of people might not know this, but a year, 6 months before production starts, car manufacturers agree the trim and the specification of their cars that the factory are going to build for them, sort of independent of what other nations and other markets are doing. So you often get something that's tailored to reach a certain price point, or something that the RV, the residual value setters, really like to look for in a car that they'll put on. And also stuff like, heated seats don't mean a lot to the Spaniards because they don't really need them. Whereas in, kind of Northern European markets very much do. So that's why they change. But it is frustrating. And right-hand drive is another issue as well, because often you get really nice interior trim colours on left-hand drive cars, but because they've got to make the mouldings and everything for right-hand drive cars, you get a limited palette. So often, I find that quite frustrating as someone who likes zany interiors to find that they don't have them. But yeah, so that's kind of the reason why, Craig. But it's frustrating.
It's to do with like market preferences as well. That's what they do. So they, because the majority of cars sold in the UK come through effectively importers. That's what they all are, and they get a big list of things that they can choose, and they go with the safe stuff. Is sadly often the truth. I know I get really frustrated with Kia actually, because they tend to spec the really kind of darker black, grey, dark colours, and actually there are some great colours like that. I remember on the PV5. There's a fantastic green colour with a brown interior that they had in the launch in Korea, and it looked amazing. They didn't spec it in the UK, so. Yeah, we need to write to all it's probably the brand directors, isn't it? Or the sales director. The brand, let's write to those people. Come on, be a bit more adventurous.
I
with
think
your choices for us. But they won't sell them. That's what they'll say. People won't buy them.
Yeah.
Well, I think though, in the same vein as the steel wheels comment earlier on, I think brown interiors is a very motoring journalist thing, isn't it? And
It
I'm not
is.
entirely sure whether actually the man on the street wants a brown interior. But I'm with
Oh,
you
I love
today,
a brown
Ginny. I'm
interior.
with you.
And
Yeah.
going back to the Enyaq and
Yeah,
our
they do a
electric
really
version
nice
from a couple
brown
of
interior.
weeks ago. Yeah, my regular taxi driver I've joined the EV world a few weeks ago, and he's now ferrying passengers around in his Enyaq, and it is that lovely electric blue colour, and it's got a brown interior, and it looks
Yeah.
amazing. So
It's lovely. That cognac interior is really
cognac,
nice.
come on.
Yeah, and my Buzz has got a white interior, which they deleted after about 6 months, but because it's wholly impractical and
yeah.
daft. But I love it when I managed to get one. So
I love that.
there.
I love that. Right, let's go on to the how many EVs have you owned? Because we were talking about the fact that we, increasingly we've got people out there who are really, up to massive amounts of EV knowledge, have owned loads alongside these people who are coming to it for the first time. So we had some brilliant emails in, and goodness me, some of you have owned a lot. So this is a really nice one to say. Maisie Guartha, at Maisie Guartha, I
Good
think.
effort. Yeah.
I started my EV journey in 2017, had an eclectic mix of EVs, a 2015 Renault Zoe, a Mitsubishi IMI EV.
IMEV.
I'm Yev.
IMEV.
Was it IMEV or IMEV or something, wasn't it?
IMEV. Move. Anyway, one of those. Mercedes B250E as
Oh my
yes.
word.
I know. My goodness, that is eclectic. Seat Me Electric 2022 Renault Zoe, currently waiting on a Citroen EC3 on a 2-year lease, and you will love it because it's so comfy. Oh, this bit, as a 69-year-old chap, I know that my next EV may be my last, but never say never. Thanks, guys, and batch.
Oh.
And it, I don't know what it said. Just reading them, just reading it.
There was no context to that. It just said
Don't shoot
thanks,
the
guys,
messenger.
and batch.
And he
Yeah.
puts, and there's a smiley, thing.
Well,
Oh,
thanks very
don't say
much,
that. As a
Maisie Guartha.
69-year-old chap, you are only just getting started.
Yeah, you'll be
You're going to
double
add
figures,
loads
double
more to
figures.
that list.
Yes.
For sure. Shall I take the next one?
Yeah, let's rattle through. Come on.
Oh, great. SNZT778. We are on our fifth EV, starting 2017 with an i3, then had another i3 S and the Model 3 Ioniq 6, and we now have a Ford Explorer. Also had a Passat GTE and a Skoda Superb PHEV as well. So depending on what you count, we're on number 5 or number 7. That's number 5. I don't count, not counting PHEVs. Sorry to be harsh.
It's hard.
Well, yeah, you've got to, haven't you? You've got to draw a line
Do you
somewhere.
want me? Should I do this one, Batch, or do you want to do it?
No,
I
you
want
go
to see
for
how you
it.
pronounce the place.
Oh, yeah.
You give it to
for
me.
That's why I
Yeah,
chose
you
to
do
do
it.
this one.
Gary Kono. Hello, you lot from Drogheda Island, which I think is
good.
correct.
Very good.
Drogheda, or is it Drogheda? Drogheda. Let us know. Gary's going to definitely let us know.
Yeah.
Love the podcast and the reviews. So far, I have had e-Niro 2021, Niro EV 2022, EV6 Earth 2024, EV6 Earth 2025, and I have my EV4 GT line in order for 2026. I've also had a Cupra Born 2022 and another Cupra Born 2025. So 7 in total. You like
yeah, how many
Kias? Do you work
Kias?
for Kia? Do you work for Kia, Gary? Come on.
Kia
I
should
think
have
Gary
his
needs
stuff.
I think he
Put
needs
in
a
a Manta
Fisker Ocean
place.
in 2028, doesn't he?
So far we have got 2 5s and a 7. Are we going to top that?
Okay. Shall I
Well,
do the next
Michael,
one? Yeah, and I think, Batch, you should do the next one, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, Michael Legend 98. He has had so far a Tesla Model S 70D, brackets free charging, Renault Zoe on a £99 per month with a free charger, Tesla Model 3 Performance, Kia Soul, Hyundai Ioniq 39 kilowatt, 2021 Audi e-tron 55 Launch Edition, 2025 VW ID7 GTX Touring, and a 2026 Citroen EC3 Aircross Max. That's 8 in total. My goodness me. I feel tired just reading all of those out.
Yeah. But I tell you what, in the Hold My Beer tradition, Mark Cornwall 8132 says, I've had 9 since 2012, and they are Peugeot Ion, Kia Soul EV 27 kilowatts,
Love that.
Kona 64, a Nero, a Soul 30, a Soul 64, an Ioniq 5, Tesla Model 3, and a Twizy. Yes.
Oh,
So,
Wow.
yeah. Is there a prize? Well, no, probably from the SMMT for buying so many cars. They're probably
I think we should. I think we should come up with a prize. I think let's keep this. Let's put a date on this. We're going to run this competition until the end of July. And
okay.
then there will be a prize for the person who tops the
Okay.
leaderboard. But you got to do it in the spirit, because you could just tell us anything, couldn't you?
Yeah, we don't need to see V5s, but we just need to be a degree of honesty. But these all strike me as an honest list. If someone writes and says I've owned 10 Model 3s, then I'm not going to believe them.
We're not going to believe them. Come on, let us know. Drop us a comment, an email, podcast@electrifying.com. Or you can leave us a comment, and we do, of course, read them all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, we're going to talk gearboxes again, Mike. Okay.
I know.
Can this be the final lot now?
Final week. Honestly,
Okay.
I wish I hadn't mentioned it the first time. Anyway, there's so many comments about it, but I managed to filter them down. I've just 3 for and 3 against, and then that's it. We're not going to discuss it ever again. So okay, so I'll do the against ones. Right. Edgar Renge says, I like manual gearboxes as well, but in an EV, no way. That's nonsense. Such as fake engine noise is for classic cars. Yes, leave it there. Kevin Meyer, 7571, says, I agree with Mike. Wise man. A gearbox is just there to compensate for the weak asthmatic internal combustion engine. And finally, Muzza C says, for those who suggest one should learn to drive in a manual, do you suggest that we should learn to crank a car as well? This is the 21st century. Okay.
Wow.
So those are the 3 in favour of not against having manual gearboxes in EVs. Batch.
Well, there are some strong disagreements here. I mean, there are some very vociferous arguments for gearboxes. DC Various Vids 8082 says yes to manual boxes, autos on hire vehicles only. I've driven EVs, but oh, how I miss a manual gearbox. Brackets, a real one, not pretend. At Chris Blacklock 9468 says, as a long-time manual transmission driver, I would like to see manuals in some electric vehicles. For me, it's the clutch that is important, not just the shifting. The ability to completely unhitch the drivetrain from the wheels at any point can save a slide, or the ability to feather in power with the clutch. I don't doubt this.
Getting technical here, aren't we? Feather in power.
Sorry, is this from Jackie Stewart? This email. I don't doubt this could be done, possibly by an electronic clutch that works more like regen braking. Might be an interesting idea. And Adam Skrill, 33, says driving a manual is a skill and needs to be retained. I learned in a car that needed double declutching, and that skill will stay with me for life. I would love a manual EV. It would be quicker and more efficient than an auto.
Would it?
There we are.
I don't know.
Would it be heavier, more complicated?
Yeah,
potentially.
Insane. Steer by wire. Does talking, the new Ferrari steer by wire gearbox. That could work.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely class leading.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, what's happened to Ford? There we go. That's a question we've asked ourselves many times over the years. And you've had a lot to say about it. Bevolution UK, I think it's devastating how far Ford has fallen. Once the bread and butter of Britain's road, and now just rebadged VWs and now Renaults. This is, of course, the forthcoming Fiesta EV. The Jenny is a crudely converted model. Such a shame. I'd love to see them come up with models of its own again, with excellent dynamics and edgy looks from the late 90s, early noughties, wouldn't we all? And we have some images of what they could look like. So, yeah, if you haven't, make sure you head over to Electrifying, because we will get that story up. iSuper Ted, maybe they'll call the new Fiesta the Fiesta 5. See, nearly all of it will be a Renault 5. It would make sense. Built at 151, my second car was the Mark 1 Fiesta, and I loved it. I still held that hope that Ford can do something good with a Renault base. I really want a 4-wheel drive, fake gears, and a noise-mad RS version. It would be worth the insurance costs. Agreed with that. Steve CMC said, here in Australia, Ford essentially sell 3 cars, and 2 of them, the Ranger and the Everest, are good sellers. But people are waking up to the fact they're a reliability from a reliability point of view. I personally would never buy a Ford now. They are irrelevant as passenger cars. Oof. And Dave Lawrence, 594, sadly agrees. Since 2015, I've owned 3 Fiesta STs, 2 Focus STs. I can honestly say that I'm flabbergasted. What a brilliant word. flabbergasted where Ford is
It's
going.
great.
What I do know is that if they carry on like this, they will go down the pan, as I, for one, have no interest anymore with what Ford is doing. Anyway, enough ranting. No, we can never get enough ranting. Great podcast, guys. Love your YouTube channel. Thank you, Dave. Ooh, quite a lot of strong feeling there. Should we see if anyone's got anything positive to say about Ford, just to balance it up? Did we get any positive comments, Mike?
I didn't find any. No.
Okay. All right. Well,
I
if you
mean,
want to send
yeah.
a positive comment about Ford, let us know and we'll read it next week. But I agree with all of them, really.
There you go. There you go. Have we got time to do apps, or do we need to wind up? I don't know how we're doing on time.
We're the Kilowatt 45 minutes, but let's chuck some apps in and do a few apps.
Let's
do
finally
that.
do.
And also, then we'll end on our suggestions for the EV group test. So come on, let's do a
Okay.
few app ones.
I'll do the first 3 app ones. Okay. At Null Hill says, apps. You are so correct. I love my smartphone as much as everybody else, but it's getting ridiculous. Just 2 cases in point, my smart thermostat and my smart dehumidifier. Give me a break. They're very good devices. The thermostat looks like a piece of jewelry on the wall, but after playing with the apps for the month, I completely forgot about them. I don't need a smart speaker to turn on my light or flush my toilet. Yeah, I know. I mean, my fridge has got an app. And every time we leave the door open, just to kind of get a bottle of milk out, it pings me on the app to tell me the door's open. So, yeah, there are too many apps, I would say. Neil Williams, 218 says, in terms of apps on test cars that are getting swapped between the team, because we mentioned that it's not always terribly practical for us to kind of download the apps and do it for each car if we've only got them for a few days. He says, consider setting up a generic email address to register them all against. In theory, you'll be able to reuse the accounts when you get another car of the same brand. Yes, it might need a company card linked to it rather than a specific team member, but it could make things easier. Do you think we suggest to Ben that we could put the company Amex card onto all these accounts, Ginny?
I think we know what Ben's answer would be. Ben, the money man.
As Tasneem Chowdhury says, if the press loan car included a mobile phone that has the app set up on the travels with the car, it can reduce the friction of setting up the app and go straight to using it for the short-term loan. Didn't Leap Motor try that on a couple of cars? Haven't they? There was a phone in the glove box with the app installed and everything to try and do that, but I don't think we could get it to work. Or
No,
I don't think they trust motoring journalists not to steal the phone.
You'd be buying a phone for every booking, wouldn't you? I'd have thought.
Or lose it.
Right.
That's what we're all really good at, losing things from cars.
Yeah. So that's where we are on apps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, Batch, as the meister of the twin test, what suggestions have we had in? We've had some good ones, haven't we?
Yeah, we have had a few good ones, actually. John Kell H523 says, can you do a quad test? Goodness me, can you imagine 2 versions of me and 2 versions of Nicola? That's not a good thought.
No.
But can you do a quad test between the Volvo EX60, Polestar 3, Porsche Cayenne, and the BMW iX5? Well, of course, as soon as we can get our hands on an iX5, we will be doing some form of group test of that. You can be of no doubt. Jordan Layton 9910 says, please triple test the Geely EX5, the JQ7, and the Leap Motor B10. Well, funny you say that. I mean, that is something that's on our list, trying to sort of round up a few of these Chinese kind of EVs that we haven't really spent a lot of time on in terms of a group test. So yeah, that's definitely a great idea. And then James BB70 said, suggested before, but a head-to-head with the BYD Seal and the MG IM5. It would be interesting. It would be an interesting test. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we need to do that. I feel like we do. I think that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Should we organise that? Let's organise that one. I think that'd be great. Okay, just for you, especially
just for you,
James.
Just
for you, James. And I think on that, it is time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
As always, let us know what you've been thinking about while you've been listening this week. Podcast@electrifying.com. Drop us a comment. Please like and subscribe and share and do all that stuff, especially if you're listening on your podcast platform, because it helps to get the word out about the Kilowatt Half Hour-ish. But for now, it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Oh, very fancy.
Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.
Wong. Wong.
Hedo. Farewell.
Are you talking to Alexa now?
Someone's.
I don't know. I'm just conscious we've got a global audience. I think we need to be more global.
That's right.
Okay. Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.